Hi there. Hello.
No.
You don't like that start of this video?
No.
I'm gonna keep it in. I'm gonna keep it.
Oh my
Hello,
goodness.
it's your pastors. Super scripted, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Super camera ready. But we are filming this quick, maybe, video.
It's not going to be quick.
You'll know if it's quick because you can see how long it is. But seriously, though, hey, we just wanted to come to you. We are very close to the beginning of our sabbatical. And so we want to do two things in this video for you. First, we just want to talk a little bit about what the sabbatical means for us, for our community, North City, and what it means for you in the midst of a time when your pastors are stepping away for renewal. And then we've got some things to share about this fall. And so we've got an important announcement about this fall at the end of this video. Little teaser for you there to listen, or just a prompt to move to the end if you want to skip all the sabbatical stuff.
But then you're going to miss all the comedy that happens between us. So it's up to you.
Here we go. We're in a comedic mood. So, first is sabbatical, and I guess the first thing we want to say is we're just so grateful for the community we have in North City, the leaders we have who want to create a culture of rest in general for all of us at North City, and for us as your pastors, taking a space to pause for 6 weeks here. So, if you want to learn more and have questions about what a sabbatical is and all that stuff, we try to capture some of those questions in an FAQ document that I'll share in the email that you probably are launching into this video from. But we first just want to say, what does this mean for us? Yeah. What does sabbatical mean for us as pastors?
Yeah, it's not a fancy word for vacation. It comes from the practice of Sabbath, and we've talked about that. We care about that deeply as a community, a combination of rest, worship, delight, spending time with Jesus and our family. Quite frankly, I think the last few years have been a doozy on everybody, and we felt that in a unique way. So for us, we're really hoping for some refreshment, some pause from responsibility, to spend time with one another and with God. And I was just saying to JD, I kind of wish that we're gonna come out and be 20% better humans. And that's honestly an expectation I feel like I've been putting on myself a little bit, but that's not a fair expectation. We can't promise you anything, but what we are doing is pausing to rest and expecting to meet God in that. Yeah. And so our hope is that that we can just experience that gratitude, that rest as a family. And I think for you guys, what I'm thinking about is when you guys have questions, if you have sort of needs, prayer requests, things that normally a pastor would walk alongside you in, the leadership team is stepping in to be those companions for you, those spiritual companions. And many of those people. They're wonderful people in our community. If you want to reach out to them in particular, you can email the hello@North City email, or you can reach out to them on a one-on-one basis. But they've said yes, and they are willing to come alongside and sort of fill that pastoral gap that is there at this time.
So if something happens where you would have normally dialed us up and cried on the phone or asked us to walk through it with you, know that our leadership team is stepping up and wants to be there for you in the midst of this, and also fill us in as we return in August if there's something ongoing. I love that about our community, and I think that's part of what this sabbatical means for our community is by us stepping away. There's an opportunity to step into a value that we have, a hope that we have as a church community, to be the priesthood of all believers, that our role as pastors isn't to do the work of the ministry necessarily for you all, but to equip you all to love one another in your giftedness, in your capacity, and you are very gifted and capable people. And it's been really honoring to watch you all sort of raise your hand and step up. And I love that we're a community that helps each other rest. And I've seen you all do that in different ways, not just affording your pastors the opportunity to do a sabbatical, but caring for one another and creating capacity and being a community that has a culture of rest. And that,
which is countercultural in itself,
yes.
Like the work harder and go on to the next thing, and how can you get bigger, and that sort of upward mobility and burn the candle at both ends. Like that's the opposite of what we see Jesus hoping for his community of people.
This is a step of faith for us and for our community. Every time we stop, every time we Sabbath, it is a step of faith. And we don't know the outcome, and we're trusting in God to shape something new.
I think we're preaching a sermon.
Okay, yeah. Well, we got some preachers. Here's some practical things I wanted to share about what it means. Christian Ann already mentioned if you had a need to reach out to the leadership team. I also just want to say that our staff as a whole is carving out a little bit of pause. And so June 26th through July 9th, that Sunday, our staff, we've just intentionally told, since we're taking July 2nd off, to just take it easy and take some time for rest for themselves. So you can still contact them, just know that their response might be a little bit delayed. They're not going to be as attentive to those communications as normal. If you have a need or an urgent need, know that if you reach out, it'll be responded to. But I just wanted you all to be aware that there's a bit of a rest. So if there's a question you have that can wait until after that, you make the discernment call about to reach out to our team about that. But if it's urgent, it'll be responded to. But if it's communication, it might wait until that period is over. Anything else about sabbatical? Otherwise, I'll start my drum roll.
I think just be praying for us, and I think we value relationship with you guys. So I know sometimes it's like, oh, is this like a pastor thing? Can we talk to them? Like we've said this before. We're in community with you guys, and so if you want to invite us over to your house and you want all 5 of us to hang or whatever, we would love that. And we will be traveling.
Can't talk to us about church stuff.
Try your best.
We're just hang out. Try your best, just not.
Yes.
To respect our headspace, but we would love to hang out with you, just as your community.
Yeah.
Good.
I know. I feel like I should like run around.
If you see us at North Market or something, you don't have to avoid us. You can like.
I'm not a therapist yet, so we don't have that relationship. I've been learning about multiple relationships. Like we're just two things, like friends and pastors.
All right, here's the drum roll. This fall, starting in September, North City is inhabiting a new rhythm, and that rhythm is that we are going to move our Sunday gathering times to the brunch time frame for the school year.
Whoa.
So from September to May, we're going to shift to having brunch church.
This is a cup of coffee. We're going to have coffee at church.
That's our prop for the announcement. Hope you enjoyed it. We're moving to brunch, and I just want to be really clear. This is a decision that leadership team has been discerning over the last couple months here, and it's important for us to communicate that we're not doing brunch indefinitely now. We really want to return to summer dinner church in the park.
Yes.
And we love those summer Sunday nights. So that's still in our plan to do June through August. But there's this growing discernment I think we've had ever since we moved to evening church, frankly.
Yeah.
To think about, hey, does this fit in the rhythm of our community? And there's been kind of different things along the way that have indicated that maybe from September to May, what's best for our community to be together is that brunch time frame on Sunday morning. We asked you all about that. Some of you, our mission partners, we asked for some feedback, and it's been pretty overwhelmingly positive. Many of you have expressed excitement, but for some of you as well, you have communicated that it'll be a significant change or a shift, and we realize it'll be an adjustment for some of your all's schedules and families. You've gotten used to the dinner church time frame and evening, which is why we're putting it in front of you now to think about. So this will come about in September, probably early September. So anything you want to say about that?
I think we just noticed and been trying on the idea at various points. The leadership team's been praying about it, not just because of convenience or not just because people might like that time frame better, but something we're always doing as a church is asking God, what are you doing? And one of the things we feel like God's been doing with us and inviting us into is a different equipping space. Even just gathering at night in the darkness of winter feels strange. And there's different people around the table during the school year. And how can we lean into maybe a seasonal approach to what we talk about in Jesus Stories, how we equip you guys and our church as a whole, and what we lean into in the summer, because obviously God is doing something in the park. Like we've been able to see that in the evenings. And so that's one of the things that the leadership team said, like, we don't want that to go away. And we felt that same way. And there might be some things like a more sacred expression in the morning that we might lean into, or a different way of teaching and equipping. So this is out of a response to God's leading in our leadership.
Yeah, and with any change, I'm sure it'll bring up some questions for you and some unknowns, and we're okay with that. We're okay with some unknowns, and we love to experiment and try new things and notice and discern along the way what God is doing. Feel confident in this decision for our community. If those questions come up for you, feel free to send those to the leadership team through that hello@northcitychurch.com. And just say, hey, this is a question I have, or something I'm curious about the shift to brunch. One of those questions that might come up for you is, what about microchurch? Many of the microchurches, when they meet on Sunday mornings. And so I've encouraged the microchurch leaders to start conversations with you all about how that might affect if your microchurch continues in the fall. So we're so excited about this. We're excited to have some good coffee in the morning. And we're excited
Let's not overpromise and underdeliver, though,
Well, it's gonna be
decent caffeine options. How about that?
We love you all. We're grateful for this pause this summer. We're excited to hear the stories of how God is at work around tables with our neighbors and you all this summer while we're gone. We're excited to jump back into that in August, and we're grateful for the community that God has forged so far in North City, and we're grateful to be your pastors.
So the second week of August, you will see our faces on Sunday again.
Faceful. It'll be a faceful Sunday.
You know who's really gonna miss hanging out with everybody? The kids.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So reach out. Love you guys. Thanks for listening. Maybe you made it through. Maybe you didn't.
Bye.